the one, the only, Bencio.
Morning and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube Table Enabled as we continue Shulchan Aruch Yomi. Today is Siman Reish Nun Beis 252. Din Malachos Hamutarim V'Asurim Lahasklam Erev Shabbos Gdei Shinei Gemarim B'Shabbos. There's an important halacha over here. As long as I do the action to start a malacha, to put it in action before Shabbos, even if it goes on Shabbos, I turn on the air conditioning. It's running on Shabbos. Okay, I turn it on before Shabbos. I don't do anything on Shabbos. It happens by itself that it's running. That's okay. There's a lot of examples in the Gemara. Now, in Iyam Talina, we're going to get into a famous question in Look at Yosef in Basakas Baba Kama, that how could you light Neiros on Shabbos? You light Neiros on Shabbos, and they burn the entire Shabbos. You do it before Shabbos. Seemingly fits into what we're going to talk about today. But the problem is the Gemara in Basakas Baba Kama says that Eisho Mishum Chitzo, it's Machlogas. Eisho Mishum Mono Mishum Chitzo. It's like you're shooting an arrow. So it's like that Yada Arichta, like a long hand, like whenever the fire is burning, I'm constantly lighting it. That's the question. Even though I lit it before Shabbos, it's like I'm lighting it while Shabbos is going on. How could I do that? It's Malacha Havara. We'll get to that in Talina. Let's do the basic halachas. Aleph, Mutal Haskell Malacha Erev Shabbos, Samach Kashecha. Even right before Shkia, you can start doing Malacha. Alfi Shena Yachal Lagamra Bod Yom. Even though you couldn't finish it by the time Shabbos is over. By the time Shabbos starts, it goes and it runs by itself, and it finishes on Shabbos. What's some example? You want to put some ink in a water. You want to make ink or something like that. It's a malach of Elisha. You have these black pellets, right? You want to mix them with water. So you mix it with water, and they go ahead and they dissolve into the water on Shabbos. You didn't do anything on Shabbos. You didn't do the malach of Elisha on Shabbos. Shel Pishtan, or you want to, you have flax, strands of flax. You want them to become white, to become sort of burnt. So you put them into the oven. Or you want to put wool into a dye to get it colored green or something like that, and you put it in the place where there is the dye, a pot or something like that of green dye, and it gets absorbed on Shabbos. There's a fire lit beneath it. You did it before Shabbos. Sorry, it has to be. It's not on the fire. Because it's on the fire where it goes there that you might actually come and mix it. But it also has to be that the top of the pipe is covered with mud or with glue or something like that. So you can't open it. If it's actually on the fire, we're going to learn more tomorrow about the Gzeira Derabanan, that you might actually, if it's on the fire, you might actually raise the fire. And it's a Gzeira you might come to make it bigger, which is the Malacha Avara. That feel even if it's not on the fire, if the pot is not sealed closed, you might come to mix it with, right, on Shabbos with a spoon to make sure the dye gets absorbed better in the wool. And that's a malacha, either of soveya or a malacha of bishul, because it's still in a kli rishon, even though it's not on fire. That makes bigdeira afilu ein al eish chayav mishum avashal. According to the Shulchan Aruch, there's one opinion in the Rishon, you're chayav mishum bishul. The other opinion, you're chayav mishum soveya. Umota lifros mitzudas chayav ofos v'tagim mitzodim b'Shabbos. You can put traps. You can set traps for birds. You like to hunt or something like that, or wild animals. You want to catch your elephants. You can get. You kind of catch the rhinoceros, the rhino, so you can get the keratin, which is really expensive, from the horn of the rhinoceros. You would fish. He sells something to a non-Jewish person, even though he's going to take it out and carry on Shabbos. You didn't tell him. He's bought it already. The problem is he can't take it out of your house on Shabbos. Then it looks like you were mitzvah him. It's marasayin, that you made him a shliach to do hotzah. Again, in part of marasayin we talked about earlier. Hagav yesh matirin sheyotzi ha'ena Yehudi b'Shabbos im yichel lo ha'ena Yehudi makom mibod yom b'beis Yisrael. Some say if you leave a specific corner that the non-Jew should take it, you sold it to him, he's going to come pick it up on Shabbos. Then people will realize that, you're a businessman. You probably have a special place for him to pick it up on Shabbos, to pick up the delivery, to pick it up and take it home. Okay, some people, we said Maras Ayin right, is applicable. Filo b'chedrei chadarim. So even though maybe you have a business and maybe it's known that you have a pickup, you have a place in your house where you pick it up, nonetheless, afilu b'chedrei chadarim marazayin is also, people are going to think that you sold it to him on Shabbos and you told him to take it out of the house on Shabbos, so therefore it's a problem. Beis, and you're allowed to give your clothes to the dry cleaner or to the laundromat before Shabbos if he's not Jewish, or you have tans you want to hide, you want to smooth out your leather. Again, right before, 2 minutes before Shkia. Again, this is only if you went ahead and you did Ketzitza, basically you paid him for the job. You didn't pay him by the hour. He's doing it as a favor for you. Because then he's not specifically doing it on Shabbos. He's not your shliach doing it on Shabbos. He'll do it whenever he wants. And you also can't tell him doing it on Shabbos, because then it's like shlichus. And also the problem Marasayan, he should do it in his house where no one's going to see it. If you didn't do Ketzitza, you're paying him for the job, of Shabbos, because then you're basically telling, he wants to do it as quickly as possible. So then basically telling him to do it on Shabbos, and it's like shlichus. You can't tell a non-Jew to do malacha for you on Shabbos. Some people say that if he's doing a favor for you, that's like you're paying him by the hour to do it. You want to do it as quickly as possible because he feels indebted to you. So some people say, if you see him doing the malacha on Shabbos, if he's doing it as a favor, you have to tell him not to do it on Shabbos, because you don't want him, because as a favor, we're not sure if he's doing it like Ketzitza, which is mutter, or he's doing it like a schir yom, like he's paid to do it as quickly as possible. So therefore, in that situation of Tovah, you should tell him not to do it. Even if you gave it to him on Tuesday, doesn't make a difference. You see him doing it on Shabbos, we're machmer to tell him not doing it on Shabbos. Again, if you didn't tell him, you could still benefit from it. Let's say it's known. He's not doing it in his house. He's doing it in the middle of the city. Some people say it's tov. This is the opinion, I believe, of one of the Rishonim, is that you shouldn't use this because it was done on Shabbos. Again, Marasayan, I believe we say even when it comes to mechuber, right, building a house or something like that, it's Malchus Rabbeinu Tam, the other Rishonim, we paskin like Rabbeinu Tam that b'diavad you could use it. The only time we say is aser is when you got wages, you rent, someone was using your property and they were earning rent from your property on Shabbos. You can't take the money for Shabbos. That's shlichus. It's not marasai and dalit. Kosher katzatz. As long as you said, I'm paying you for the job. If he does it, mutli Yisrael ilbosh hakli b'Shabbos. Not only can you wear it during the week, you can even wear it if he gives it to you on Shabbos. The kosher katzatz that I didn't have shekafit. You didn't tell him to do it. You're wearing mishal. He's not your shliach. He did it when he wanted to. So now he's giving it to you. Some say it's you can't wear lav shal kol she'adua she'en yehudi nikmarim b'Shabbos. If he finished on Shabbos, it's sort of Marasayan, so you can't do that. And therefore, because of Marasayan, right? If a non-Jew does malacha for you on Shabbos, you don't have to wait Kedei Shi'asa. We're going to learn the time it takes to do the malacha. If it's a malacha which takes a long time, you have to wait half a day. But if it takes 2 minutes, you'll wait 2 minutes after Shabbos. That's the way you should act. Unless you really need the clothes on Shabbos, nothing else to wear, then you should be makel. You could be makel. If this is possible, you don't know when he finished. Maybe he finished it on Friday. You gave it to him on Monday, maybe it on Friday. Then for sure you could wear it on Shabbos. So it's only if he sent it, he delivered it to your house. Sometimes my parents used to have this dry cleaners. They would almost always, you give it to them on Monday, Tuesday. They'd always bring it on Shabbos afternoon. They would leave it on the door. Technically, you could use it. I mean, well, in that case, probably not, because you told them to do it as quickly as possible. You didn't say do it whenever it's good for you. But you can't go to the dry cleaner and pick it up on Shabbos. You walk there, because that's Marasai. This is only talking about things, clothes, utensils he made for Yisrael. He's making Nike sneakers. He's making for himself. He has a store. He's selling to everybody. He's open on Saturdays. You can go, work out an arrangement with him. Say, I'll pay with you after Shabbos. But you can't say, oh, I'm paying you $99 for these sneakers. That you can't do. But you could say, I'll pay you. We'll make an arrangement after Shabbos. That you could do. Hey, umuter liftoach mayim lagina, vehem nimshachim v'holchim v'chol haShabbos. So laniach kilor aval la'ayin al pi she'asr lanicho b'Shabbos. Again, when you want to have a field, you want to irrigate your field, so you can start the irrigation process before Shabbos and let it run the entire Shabbos. And also, you want to put medicine on your eye on Shabbos, rub some cream on your eye on Shabbos. So you're allowed to put it before Shabbos and let it go into the eye, seep into the eye on Shabbos. Again, this is all because you started the malacha before Shabbos. You want to make your clothes smell better. So you put your clothes in the dryer. You let it run 1 minute before Shabbos. 100% mutter. We'll talk about it. If it's noisy, maybe it's a problem. You put it in the dryer and you put some of those bounce sheets on it. So you can do that before Shabbos. Even if you put it in a kli with some good smelling scents, I don't know, incense to make it smell better. We don't possibly wait Shabbos. You're not worried about, we don't care about your kelim don't for us on Shabbos. You could also put barley. You want to make beer. You can put it in a big barrel in order that it should get absorbed and start the process of making beer. V'tonin b'koretz beis abad v'agaspo yom al zeisim v'anovim v'hashem v'yayin yotzim v'hen mutter. If you're someone who works making olive oil or making wine, you want to press them, so you put the press on them before Shabbos. Let the wine or the oil ooze out on Shabbos. Also, if you did it before Shabbos, you press the grain or you press the grapes, and liquid comes out on Shabbos. You can even partake of that on Shabbos. You even put wheat in a mill, right? Because it's gonna work by itself. It's a water mill or an electric mill. It'll work by itself. You didn't do anything. The Rama, we're not worried about it. Even it's very loud. It's very loud. People will say, oh, they'll hear about it. It's like doing malacha before some. Non-Jews do malacha before some for you. He's building your house in public. That's Mara Zion. And some say Rechaim is Asar. Anytime you're worried about loud noise, right? There's 2 days in the Gemara where they're worried about hashmas kol. Something is making very loud noise, even if people know you did it before Shabbos, but it makes a very loud noise. There's a different problem, and that it disturbs the peace on Shabbos. 2 days. So the Rama says you can make all that, you don't have to worry about that. Miyu, and therefore you can put your washing machine or dryer on. Miyu, but makom seda yesh lahakel. I'm sorry. The Rama passing clearly you should worry about hashmas kol. It's going to make a loud noise, a dryer or a washing machine. I used to tell my wife it's okay to put stuff in the dryer before Shabbos, but she's right. That you're not supposed to make a loud noise because it ruins the peace of Shabbos. So makom seda yesh lahakal. Since there's 2 days in the Gemara, whether worried about hashmas kol or not. So when there's a monetary loss, you can make el kamoshi bar el sof simon reishram dal. When there's a hefsim aruba, you're going to lose a lot of money. There's makom to make el mutar lehamid kli meshkoles shekoran zayger merev Shabbos. Al bish mashmiya kol odia hasham b'Shabbos. Hashalos b'Shabbos. You want to set up a kli, a grandfather clock. It rings at 12 o'clock. Or you want to put an alarm. That's more common. You want to set an alarm on Shabbos. I call yodim shdarch la'amido me'esmol v'ayin l'kaman sim shin lamin ches. There's no problem, Maris Ayin, that you actually, set it up to ring right now because everyone knows, right? It's turning on a timer for an air conditioner or a timer for lights or something like that. Everyone knows you did it. We're familiar with timers nowadays, so it's okay. Moshe Feinstein allows it, or Shlomo Zalman was actually machmir on things like that with timers. It seems from the Ramah that it's okay. You shouldn't go to Erev Shabbos if you're holding a pen or you're holding a needle and you're a seamstress or something like that. Shema yeshkach v'yotzi. These are small things that are holding in your pocket. and you might go back into your house before Shabbos and then not realize it's in your pocket, and you'll do hotzah, right? That's the normal way of hotzah, to carry a pen in your pocket. Now, if you have an eruv in your place, probably wouldn't apply, because even if you carried, it would be okay. Let's say it's tefillin, something like a sheikhel, tefillin, if you can go out, even though tefillin is not considered a zman tefillin of Shabbos. Some opinions say it's a malbush, and it's not a problem anyway, but some people say, so another opinion is that it's considered a masoy. It's considered, even if it's a masoy, tefillin, you always have to be cognizant you're wearing your tefillin. You always have to be mashmesh, feel your tefillin. So therefore, if you happen to wear your tefillin all day, so you can wear them even Erev Shabbos, because even if you take them out, you're not going to take them out. You'll take them off. You'll remember. Zion mitzvah l'mashmesh adam b'keleb Erev Shabbos samach hashecha shalehem davar she'asur la'atzis Shabbos. In order to prevent hotzah, you don't have to, but it's a good idea to mitzvah to prevent hotzah, to go and check your pockets before Shabbos. I used to be very mocked about this, checking all my pockets inside out, so I never found anything. In order that you shouldn't count on Shabbos. In fact, it was very funny when I was in Yeshiva University. I was there from 18 to 21, those years of my life. And I was getting more from them. I was very mopping on. So we lived in Washington Heights, where there was no Eruv. I believe it was part of Manhattan, and there was no Eruv. I used to check my pockets a lot. And then one of the last Shabbos when I was there, I was wearing this coat or something like that, and I realized afterward on Shabbos, I had checked all the pockets, but some pocket, in the inside pocket, there was a little, piece of paper, which said made in China or something like that. And I realized all those years I had carried this piece of paper. Now, obviously, there's nothing welcome to be makel, because it's not something important. It's not something malachas machshavas. I don't really care about it. So, and it was also, obviously, it was b'shogeg. But honest, I know in the Sasek, I didn't know I was doing it, but I found it kind of ironic that I was very mocked about Hatzah for many years, and then like the last Shabbos there, I found a small piece of paper in my pocket. So we're not perfect, are we? Hope you enjoyed today's share. Stay tuned for Ian to lean on, where we talk about this question, right? Even though you're allowed to do malach as long as it starts before Shabbos, even though it continues on Shabbos. What about Eisha Mishum Chitz? A woman lighting candles before Shabbos? It's like she's burning it. She's causing it to burn on Shabbos. I'll explain the difference between Baba Kama and Masechah and Hilchos Shabbos. Ian to lean on coming up next.